Greetings, wayward travelers. Come on in, take a seat, and welcome to the Ecriom Expeditions. I'm your dungeon master, Logan Hanley, here to spin you and the adventurer you see here before you a yarn through the lands of Ecriom. Before we get started, we have a few... I double checked the audio because I'm sitting here freaking out about that now. Which I know is fine because I looked over at it 4 times now. Couple of announcements, a couple of shout outs. First and foremost, the happiest of birthdays to our young halfling bard Perrin, aka Renee Beauregard, the Rock of Dragon Rock, who y'all can see and have probably already wished happy birthday in chat pretty thoroughly, but please do so if you haven't. Shout outs. Thank you to Brianna Flame, who created all of these amazing overlays that you'll see here today, as well as in the future. Thank you to Esoteric. Oh, I gotta do stuff while I'm doing this. Thank you to Esoteric, who is the cartographer, who helped craft and create the maps of Ecriom that you guys will see at some point, or you may see on other streams on the channel. Thank you to Deltastic, the amazing, amazing artist who created all of the art that you will see of not only Professor Hale, but of all of the other characters in the campaign. And then last but not least, Adrian von Ziegler, who is the composer of all of the music and ambiance that you will hear throughout the campaign. There may be some others kind of splashed in at some point, but I mean, he has a compendium of 400 damn songs, so I feel like that's not going to get old anytime soon. And then on to our sponsors. If I can spell the word sponsors right. There we go. First off, Dragon Rock RPG, which is a combination of Daniel Lieberman and Renee Beauregard. They bring a very unique and creative... they bring unique and creative content to the TTRPG community through classes. I need to stop saying classes. They're going to kill me because every time I say classes, they only have to help Jordan. Subclasses, races, backgrounds, and other homebrew content that they've collaborated with world builders and dungeon masters on. So yeah, check them out. They have their latest release was a series of barbarian subclasses that were all pretty cool and pretty interesting. Next, Umbral Oculus, the amazing Terran who crafts... come on, you can do it. It doesn't want to... There we go. There we go. Amazing quality, handcrafted dice. So head over to Umbral Oculus, check out her stuff. They have tons and tons of different options. Some of my favorites are the Druid line that she's been working on, where she sprinkles in like skulls and mushrooms and like a bunch of different, like, I don't know, it's really cool. Go check them out. And then last but not least, the Initiative Order, who is an amazing TTRPG community of players and creators who want to see inclusivity and growth within the TTRPG community. And they have a bunch of community games. They have a bunch of one-shots and content like that. They also do a bunch of charity fundraisers as well. So make sure you go and check them out as well. But yeah, so now I think it's time for the once bald and bearded, now haired and bearded, Ronan Fox. Would you mind introducing yourself to us all, please?
What's up? I'm Ronan Fox. TTRPG streamer and Twitch streamer, and I'm on there every Sunday and Monday, and I build content for tabletop games. So we world build on Sundays, and we do adventure builds on Mondays. And I am here in Ecriom, playing your Lord and Savior. Yeah, I'm playing a wizard named, well, we'll call him Professor Hale for now. But yeah, that's me.
Awesome. All right, let me do this with my iPad. Store it over here so I can roll some dice. First and foremost,
I've never been this nervous to play a TTRPG before.
Dude, this is my second. This is the second episode, and I'm sitting here already sweating. The light that's coming through at the top is like the steam that's emanating from my eyebrows onto my glasses, which is really disgusting, and I apologize. First and foremost, community dice pool. I pulled out specifically learning from what we did with art, specifically the dice that Ronan will be using tonight. I'm going to roll those really quick, set them aside, and that's a pool of dice that Ronan can use during this prologue episode to potentially help him or hinder him, depending on how they roll. But they're blacklight. You can't really, they're all blank until I take a blacklight to them and give them a nice little shine to see what number they have on them. All right. You ready?
Sure,
that's confident. Really confident. I love it. But all right. So, Professor Hale, you find yourself sitting in a muddy terrace, looking down at the ground, the rain soaking your hair and your clothes, puddles in the mud around you, and a glisten of orange and red firelight just on the peripheral, just on the edge of your vision. Your hands covered in blood. In the distance, you can hear the screams of Coda. The fire flaring and dimming and flaring again. You can hear beside you the heavy breathing, or the shallow breathing, of Vivka, screaming out of a name only partially, can't make out the whole word. Surrounding you, almost endlessly, corpses. The rain continues to pour down and continue to drench you as lightning cracks all around you. Your arms and hair, the hair on the ends of your arm start to stand up as lightning again cracks down in front of you. You jolt back, your head almost staring into the sky. Everything goes black. And you awaken once more. This time, inside of a cave. This cave, very dimly lit, a small torch hanging on, or in a sconce in one end of the room behind you. Nothing else to really discern where you are or what could await you. What would you like to do? Actually, before you do, please describe yourself to us.
Yeah, absolutely. So he is just a simple human, and he's got sort of pale skin, kind of a tall, lanky fella, gorgeous ebony locks. He's got, probably if he was sleeping, he's not wearing it currently, but he has a robe that he fashions, and sort of the sort of baggier pants with the sort of engineer style boots that are probably caked in mud right now. So, and then he's got a side holster for his book, which is what he'll be doing. He'll pull that out and feverishly try to jot down the things that he's seen, which is page after page of the same thing.
The first thing you notice is that as you kind of stand up and begin to collect yourself, your clothes are dry, your boots clean, and as you reach into your holster where your book normally resides, empty.
I need to feverishly look around for it.
All right,
Is
go
it
ahead.
anywhere around me?
Go ahead and give me a perception or investigation check, which
Okay.
right now is just either a wisdom or intelligence roll.
Okay. Solid. Good first roll for me. That is a which one's int? Is that investigation is a 6.
6. You look around feverishly, frantically, like the couple stones that are there you're lifting up, and like they're only like baseball size, so you're like, yeah, there's no way, like you're pretty certain there's no way your book is underneath, but you're still doing it. This room, other than the torch that is hanging in the sconce on the wall, is completely empty.
Is this my first time waking up here?
Yeah, this is for
Okay.
you've never been in this place before. This is brand new experience for you.
What is going on? It's got to be here somewhere. It was here. It was here. I was here. It was with me. It's got to be here somewhere. And I'm going to sort of make my way towards the mouth of the cave to just keep looking to see if it's there.
So there isn't quite a mouth in this
Okay.
cavern. I'm sorry, cavern,
Sure,
not a
sure.
cave. There isn't quite a mouth. The only, like I said, the only thing that you can discern is really anything of import is the torch in the sconce.
Okay. And my vision's probably not so great, so
Oh yeah,
I am going to.
you're a human.
Yeah. So, yeah, yay! I picked all the good stuff. I'm gonna walk over and attempt to pull the torch out of the sconce.
As you do, the torch comes out pretty freely. It's a little heavier than like what you'd imagine. Stone with like a little cap at the top, iron cap at the top that houses either some sort of magical flame or just something that's remaining constantly burning. And as you pull it out, the sconce itself, like the handle of the sconce itself, shifts downward, and before you, the wall, part of the wall, maybe about 5-6 feet wide, opens up into a set of staircases that climbs upward.
Okay. So he is interested in that, but first it dawns on me that this is the first time I've woke up here, so I want to do just a quick, since I have the light now, sort of assessment of myself. Like, do I look thinner than I normally look? Do I look, you know what I mean? Like, how, just a quick sort of assessment of oneself.
Yeah, give me a medicine check. So just be straight wisdom.
It's 2 5s in a row, so it's 5.
Great. Looking yourself over, everything seems to be in order. You don't seem like, maybe you haven't had a little to eat in like a couple days, but like you're not like super gaunt or starving, right? Your clothes all look similar color and like they're all well maintained. Yeah, everything seems normal to you.
Okay, so I want to sort of hold the torch up above head a little bit, or maybe two-hand if it's not that strong, and then try to see if I can, how far I can see into the sort of entrance that was just made.
Mm-hmm. Holding up the torch, you can see about 35 feet in front of you, give or take. There's a little, like there's a portion where the fire stops, and like where the light from the torch stops, and you can see a little bit beyond it, but just continued stairs straight up.
So it is just a staircase straight up. Okay. Then I will ascend slowly.
Right. You start to climb. 2 minutes goes by. 3, 5. The stairs continuing to go upward and upward every minute.
This is exhausting. Confounded place is this? Is there any markings or any identifiers on the walls or anything like that?
Go ahead and give me another investigation check.
Those have been going really well. Oh, okay, cool. Investigation +1, that would be a dirty 20.
Yeah, so as you climb, and we'll pull it back just slightly, but as you're climbing, you see in Draconic a similar repeating phrase. It says, and it's like almost like a one word at a time. So like if you hadn't caught on to it early enough, you would have had to go to the end and then repeat it over again to figure out what like the back half or the front half meant. But it says, in times of trial, the path we can see the path we see can blind us to the path we must take. I can repeat that if you'd like.
No, I got it. Okay, so when he gets to the end of that statement, however long he's been walking, he's going to look up, and then he's going to I'm going to set the torch down on the step that I'm at, however far up that was.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to put my hand on the wall where that was. Is it inscribed into the wall? Like, is it like?
Yeah, it looks like it's carved or etched into the wall. Yes.
So I want to put my fingers on that and then kind of keep that as my grounding source, and then continue to walk up until I'm out of light.
Okay. You walk to the point where, turning around, you could only see the faintest like inclination that there's a light source at the end behind you. And as you stand there kind of at that point again in the darkness, the runes that you've kind of been following the inscription of as you're walking begin to light up this kind of dull, like burnt orange. And you hear echoing from above you what you'd imagine to be the top of the staircase, a shifting of stone very similarly to the one that had first led you up the staircase.
Okay. This is insanity. Do I have the cantrips that we talked about?
Not yet, no.
Okay, cool. That's important. Then I'm just going to think to myself. I'm going to try to make a mental note of the cave where I awoke. Not necessarily how many steps, because I don't think I would remember that, but just about how long I was walking up the steps, and then the way I got up there. And then I'm just going to make a mental note of all that, and then continue on into the new opening.
Yep. And the interesting thing is the light from the inscriptions is now enough light, dimly lit enough for it to guide you the rest of the way up.
Okay.
It only takes you about another minute or so to climb up the remaining set of staircases before you are in a second cavern. This one's smaller and a little bit more like crafted, so it's a nice like square room.
Okay.
And in the center of the room is a pedestal, and in the center of that pedestal you see a very familiar book.
There you are, and I will walk briskly up to it.
Right. You walk up to your missing book. It's there, does not seem to be open. Whatever latches or mechanisms you use to keep it closed, I'm guessing it's either like leather bound or you have like a nice little like metal.
He's got
latch.
like a little. His is simple brown leather, little filigree around the edges, and then just like a brass like clasp on it.
So as you pick it up, are you picking it up, or are you just...
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
You pick it up, the pedestal that it was on shifts downward into the stone.
Does anything happen?
And when it reaches the floor level, it becomes like completely flush with the floor, almost as if it wasn't even there to begin with. And on the far side of the chamber, two wooden doors manifest and push open. Welcome to Tier 2.
Okay.
So, at Tier
I
2,
live.
at Tier 2, you get access to whatever weapons you have, whatever skill, you gain proficiency in whatever skills you have, also proficiency in whatever tools and languages, well, languages is a given, any tools that you have, and then you get 2 cantrips, or as many cantrips as your class would normally get. Which I think for you is 2 or 3? I think it's 3.
Yeah, it's 3.
And which 3 cantrips did you choose?
I chose Mind Sliver, Friends, and Encode Thoughts.
Encode Thoughts. All right.
Which, if I have access to, I'm going to cast now. Encode Thoughts.
Okay.
So basically, he'll open the book, flip to that page, and he'll sort of reach up to his temple and close his eyes, and then kind of just pull out a little purplish type sliver of material that manifests into a thread as it gets pulled out, and then he just sort of takes it and then wraps it around almost like a bracelet around his wrist. So that is, and basically what he was doing was he was encoding the memory of basically how he got here.
The doorway before.
And right.
The doorway before you.
Nothing else descript in the room.
Go ahead and give me an investigation check. Now with proficiency, I would imagine, so it's a +1 instead of a +2.
Okay, it's another 5, so it's a 6.
I don't want to ask what dice you're using, but are they? They're not. They're not. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
They're not sponsored die.
Taryn, your die, if you're there, your die is out of jail, by the way. I don't know how long it'll be out of jail, but it's out of jail. At least for the first roll of tonight that I roll. We'll see what happens. Yeah. But looking around, you can see other markings, and in one corner, etched in very similarly, I think the best way to describe it would be in prison, or if you're stranded on a desert island, tally marks.
Okay.
There seems to be about 10 of them. There are a couple that are look like they were started and then stopped.
I kind of just want to go over there before I go through the doors and just kind of run my fingers along them. No super important reason. He just feels compelled to kind of just go over there and take a closer look, 1, and then 2, just to kind of acknowledge their existence.
Okay. Yeah, as you place your hand on there, the stone wall, or the wall of this cavern, doesn't, to you, feel like what normal stone would. It's almost not soft, but it's spongy almost. It still has a very, very hard consistency, but it has a little, as your fingers touch, has a little give.
Noted. And then I'll proceed through the doors.
As you go through these 2 wooden doors, you step through, and the doors shut behind you. And torches on either end of this hallway start lighting their way, maybe about 20 feet in front of you, to a small, oh my god, what's the word? Altar at the far end. And from where you are, you can very easily see it. On top of this altar, there's 2 little spokes, holding spokes, and laying across it is a solid stick of what looks to be like granite or some sort of like hard rock crafted into a rod-like shape. And at the right end of it, spouting from it, is a head of amethyst, just poking out in all different directions.
Okay. Once again, no real reason to fear anything yet, so he will walk up towards the stick and get a closer look.
Get about halfway, about 15 feet out from this stick and the altar, when you hear a voice. Who are you? And why are you here?
You can call me Hale, and I don't know. Who are you?
I am we. That is all. Hail means to know now.
Okay. Do you mean me harm?
Why are you here, Hale?
To remember? To forget? I don't know.
And oh, go ahead.
I want it to stop.
You start to see actually roll me a persuasion check. Hey, Taryn, thank you. It must be a Ronin thing. That was a good roll.
I just got a natural 20, so shut up.
Well, it's not as bad. It's not as good as that, but it's a good roll, respectively, for my Umbral Oculus dice. So I'm very happy about that. It was a solid roll. You learned your lesson. Thank you. And the silence kind of lingers for maybe about half a minute. And from behind the altar, rising up, you see this purplish, opaque, almost like fleshy mass start to rise. The head, moist and almost like it just has that like natural, like it looks wet constantly, as this purple figure, maybe only about 2.5, 3 feet tall, rises above the altar and floats about maybe 5 feet off the ground, 6 feet off the ground, behind the altar. Its skin, like I said, purple, two bulging black eyes, almost void of any light, and 4 tentacles dropping down from its chin.
I don't mean you or anyone else any harm. I don't even know what this place is or why I'm here. I just want to leave or stay, or I don't know.
Come forward, Hail.
Okay. And I'll take a step forward.
And as you do, the mass, or this creature, doesn't increase in any size. It's relatively small, looks almost gnomish in size, but it beckons you forward, and it extends its tentacle. The two middle ones are significantly longer than the two outer ones, and it extends one of the tentacles out towards you.
Will it hurt?
Only if you aren't being truthful. If you're not being honest.
Reach out my hand.
And the tentacle wraps around your fingers, almost like a handshake, continues up your forearm to about your elbow. And you feel a pinch as multiple suckers start to latch onto you at the different points of your hand and arm. Your vision flashes. You see, almost scattered, the same vision, but in different orders. 1, 2, 5, 6 different times, your mind racing, the same kind of thoughts and feelings going through your brains, the motions of the situation itself, and the unknowing, the constant of unknowing of which one is the right one. You pull back. You're back into this chamber. The tentacles slowly starting to unwrap from your arm. And the two giant void-like eyes just staring at you.
It's always the same, but different. Never comes with any answers.
There are answers in the world around you. You just need to know where to look. But first... You're good,
Kids.
buddy. You're good, buddy. But first, you must get out of here. What you saw was not and you truly perplexed for a second, as not only he but Logan needs to figure out the right words. But what you saw are fragments of a story that you have told me dozens of times now.
Me.
Give or take, yes. Hale has told me.
And how... What if I don't want to know the whole story?
If you don't want the full story, Hale, I will see you soon. Again. And again. Maybe not, and he kind of, where it points toward, like, your chest. Maybe not this Hale, but a Hale.
But if I go forward, this pattern will end?
We motions down to the staff, and if you go forward, you will be tested. And through those tests, you will learn small truths that will lead you to the greater answers you seek.
Okay. Have I ever, any version of me, did I ever make it past this point?
We stands there for a moment, just staring at you, and you can just tell by... It's hard to tell because the eyes are just so lifeless, but you can tell with the little bits of, like, the above eyebrow movements that the answer is pretty obvious.
Okay, well, suppose there's a first time for everything. I will be the Hale to do it. And I will step forward and put my hand out for the staff. I won't make any aggressive movements, but
As your hand reaches for the staff, it hovers there for a moment before, you're not quite sure how. It's almost like you blink your eyes for a second, and you're grasping it in your hand, almost as if it floated up to you.
Does it feel familiar to me?
In the sense of like a long forgotten memory kind of way.
Okay.
Like it feels familiar. Like there are definitely like you can hold it in certain spots, and this is like a quarter staff sized piece of stone topped with these amethysts at the top. Like it seems like there are handholds that feel very comfortable to you, and it's almost like your mind is going, huh? Like you're getting like there's that realization of like this might have been mine, but you're not quite sure. You quite don't understand how or why.
Gotcha. I will hold the staff in a comfortable position and then turn to the creature. Where should we go?
We, and to emphasize the you and it, we kind of motions back and forth. Don't go anywhere. Hale goes forward. And the altar starts to shift and descend, and a set of stairs are before you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hopefully, this is the last tale we see.
One question before I go. Was there any version of me here that you saw that wasn't afflicted by those memories?
All have seen, all have felt.
Okay. And then I'll turn and start walking down the stairs.
As you start to head down the stairs, it only goes down maybe about 6 or 7 steps. You reach the bottom and turn and look up, and the altar begins to start rising from the ground where it was. It kind of formed one of the steps, like that top step.
Yep.
It starts to rise, and as it does, you look into Wee's eyes one final time before it shuts, and you hear 2 words. Pluribus Unum. And then darkness again. Welcome to Tier 3. Or Tier 3, yeah.
Awesome. Oh,
Tier 3, you get armor, which you're a wizard, so fuck you, you don't get any.
the AC goes from 10 to 10.
And then you also get saving throws as well,
Okay, cool.
which is intelligence and what's the other one? Is it wisdom and intelligence?
Wisdom. Yeah.
Yeah. Additionally, become proficient, armor, blah, blah, blah. I'm just making sure I do. Cool, cool, cool.
Okay.
Yeah, you're in the dark yet again. The walls and the floor beneath you become slightly spongier than the previous rooms.
So I want to use the excuse me, I want to use the staff as sort of a canary. So it'll precede every step that I take. So I'll hit it and then sort of walk my way that way as you know, any indication of trouble, I'll use the staff to hopefully suss out.
All right. You go on for 2-3 minutes. The staff hitting the ground before you or tapping the ground before you, but it's not the rhythmic like of stone on stone. It's almost like stone on like flesh or like moss. Like it's not necessarily moss. It's like a squishier moss, right? Where it's like it makes almost like a semi slurping noise.
This is fine. We trust, right? Right.
The room or the hallway opens up and you can see a door at the far end, another sconce with a torch hanging on it.
I guess I need that. I'll walk over and old man stick the cane underneath my hand or arm and get the torch out.
All right. Pull the torch very easily. Comes out. You have your cane and your staff in your one hand, torch in the other. Door in front.
Real quick, now that I have a light source, I do want to kind of just look down. Obviously, I've made note of the squishiness. And does it look like rock?
Does it look like rock? Yeah, it does. And like you kind of go and like you pat the sides, and very similarly, it's like an indent into like like it has a very similar consistency almost to moss, but it's like wet and not necessarily slippery, but like it's got that like wet over texture to it.
Need to remember to ask about that. And then I will continue on to the next door.
All right. You open the door and you enter a room with maybe only about 10 feet by 10 feet. On the far side, another small hallway that leads into a second, larger chamber that you can see is fully lit. The first chamber itself, a small bench with a figure in a very similar cloak, kind of huddled down looking at a book of some sort.
Hello. I'm a friend.
Turning up and staring at you, you see jet black hair that goes to about the shoulders. Very well kept, almost as well kept as yours, if not more so. It shines and kind of glistens with the firelight. Kind of parted and swept over to the side. The beard shorter and more well trimmed than yours. Very neat and almost guess in comparison, like mine to yours. I guess yours is pretty clean too, but like, yeah, short cropped.
Thank you.
And he is wearing a pair of spectacles. The robes seem to be almost pressed and like lined to him, where yours fit very nicely and loosely, and they're very kind of muted in contrast to the ones you're currently wearing. You're looking at you.
Are you we said that I'd never made it this far before, but you're me?
And as you stare at this version of you, this person who seems to be almost identical as you, the mouth beginning to open as if to answer, we're going to go on a quick 5-minute break. Thank y'all for watching so far. We'll be back with the second half of
Sweating Profusely.
A Professor Hale story. Yeah, we'll take a quick about 5, maybe 10-minute break. I'll throw it in chat if we're coming back early, or if we're coming back late in a couple minutes. But I wanted to give Professor Hale a chance to maybe put on some deodorant, or like get some baby powder. Yeah, all that good stuff. But yeah, we'll be back in a few. Thank you guys for watching, and sit tight as I try to move my mouse over to the other side. welcome back. First off, gonna do... Oh, I forgot to do... I realized the thing I forgot to do, which I'll do right now while I'm talking about our sponsors again. I'm gonna do a quick sponsor shout-out because I feel like I didn't do it enough during Arts 1. But, did that work? Oh, there's an S there. But yeah, so 3 sponsors. We got Dragon Rock RPG, fine curators of tabletop RPG content, primarily 5th edition, but Daniel and Renee do a fantastic job helping DMs kind of craft to their needs. A lot of you may have seen some of the Ecriom homebrews that we've been doing with Daniel and myself, crafting some of the 5e subclasses for the world of Ecriom. Next, Umbral Oculus dice, fine curator of the dice that make me roll horrible, except for when I'm playing with Ronan, because of the Terran-Ronan feud of forever. But Umbral Oculus dice is a fine purveyor of hand-poured and polished artisanal dice. I think that's a word. They're conjuring... Artisanal. There we go. That's why I have a wizard here with me today, folks. They are conjuring these relics from beyond the veil for players like you and dungeon masters like me, or really anybody who likes the shiny math rocks. Go check them out, peruse their wares, and hopefully find a set that you thoroughly enjoy. And then last but not least, the Initiative Order, also known as TO. They are a collective of passionate TTRPG players, content creators, and dungeon masters and game masters that want to help the community thrive and grow. Their main goal is to explore and experience all different types of gaming systems, from Fallout to Symbaroum to Merkborg and everywhere in between. I think they have some community games that are focused on the My Hero Academia, and I think they're going to do at some point the Avatar Last Airbender system that Magpie is making, which I'm really excited for. But yeah, go check them out. They're an amazing community. Oh, go ahead, Brennan.
Quick shout out to TO. They're also doing a cult game on Sunday.
Yep.
that will start on Sunday, so I'll be in that as well. And run by Terran.
Who else is... Yeah, Terran's... What is it? Game mastering, or is it?
Yep. I don't know what the title is. Terran. It's Realm a friend Master. Of Terran's. Me, Casual, and I can't ever remember her name. Casual put her name in the thing.
Is it Ayla? Is it Ayla?
Ayla. Yeah. Ayla. I'm always afraid to say it because I'm afraid I'll say it wrong. It's Ayla. Yes.
Yeah. But so you'll see some friendly Ecriom faces there, and get all the spoopy vibes that the Keeper. Keeper Velrook. I feel like Keeper Velrook sounds a little bit more scary than Keeper Terran.
That's true.
Like, I don't know, like it gives me a little bit of shivers. But yeah, that'll be on Sunday, and I'm really excited to watch that. But yeah. Oh, and then last but not least, if you love what you see here, if you want to support the stream, bits and subscriptions are definitely welcomed. However, my goal is to make sure, and kind of our communal goal as the crew of the Ecriom Expeditions, is to make sure that, like, we're all equal, like, we're all friends here playing a game. So if you love the content, if you want to help support the stream, head over to our Ko-Fi link that I just sent, and donate. Again, no pressure. We're doing this out of the not kindness of our hearts, because we love the game. Kind of out of the kindness of our hearts. I mean, like, why else would I play with... No, I'm kidding. All
right, well, I gotta go.
No. Sorry, Taryn's watching. I gotta give you some shit, or else I'm gonna get messages later, and it's not gonna be good. But if you love what you see, you wanna spread some love and help us do some bigger and better things with the stream. Feel free, no pressure. We love you either way. But yeah, all right, let's dive back in. Terran's heart is full, by the way, Ronan. So we're good. I've hopefully appeased her enough for Sunday. All right. This version of you, this green-eyed version of you, turns... So, which one are you?
I don't think I understand the. I'm me. It's just me.
Yes, I understand that, and I'm me as well, and we are together we, but which one are you? And he stands up and like fixes his glasses, fixes the robe so that way they look like nice and like pressed and very like organized. Takes the book, puts it into the holster, very similarly to the holster that you have.
Maybe you could help me out by telling me which one are you?
Well, here I go by many names, Professor Hale being one of them, as I'm sure you're probably aware, as you are also
Ditto.
Professor Hale. But I like to go by Ripley when I'm consorting with the others.
The others. I've only ever gone by Alaric. I don't.
It's not a name I'm familiar with.
It's the only one. This is insanity. How many of me have you seen? How many of us are there?
As far as I'm aware, there's me, the dumb one,
Dumb one. I'm not
stupid
dumb.
stupid one with the chiseled jawline, and I think that's it. Ronan, am I missing one? No, I think that's everybody. 1, 2, 3. Oh, yes, I am. And the one that is a mope and cries a lot. There we go. That's what I missed.
And they're all here?
As far as, and like he stops and he like puts his index finger to his temple, and you can tell he's thinking. Yes, they're further on ahead. Unfortunately, I can't seem to figure out this next room.
You're trying to go too. You're trying to leave as well?
That's the goal, isn't it? It's to get out of whatever any motions around and like whatever this is. The others managed to somehow get by, whether by luck or, I mean, I don't know. If my father taught me anything, it's that I'm probably one of the smartest people alive. But
Right. Right. Well, I'm leaving too. We could leave together? Or try to leave?
two heads are always better than one. If you think you can figure out the next room, I don't know why you would be able to if I couldn't have, but
Because we're different. Right?
I would imagine, yes. Yes.
Right.
You
This is
don't seem like any of
impossible.
the others that were ahead.
Right. Do, can I ask you something weird?
I'm sure I've heard it. Actually, I've probably thought it. I probably haven't heard it. You're one of the first people I've seen here, outside of the others.
Do you have terrible memories of events you can't explain?
And thinks very for a second. Yes and no. I get a pattern, and it's in one order. But it's all jumbled. It doesn't seem to be any. There's no sequential or timeline to it that I can see.
Right. Do you know why we're here? Why you're here?
Hey! Umbral Oculus really likes hail
Or
today.
hates.
Yeah, or hates. And reaches in, grabs his book, pulls it out, starts to flip through it. I don't understand why I'm here. I don't understand why the others who I can somehow feel when I sleep are here and how they got ahead of me.
Okay.
What I will say is that's the first time that door has opened since I've been here.
Yeah, that's what. Never mind. Okay. Well, let's you and me give it a shot, I guess.
All right. And he motions toward Ripley motions toward the entryway, about 10 feet wide, and it's about 10 feet long. Leads into the next chamber.
So what's the problem?
Well, and you guys begin walking in, and when you pass that threshold of like the entryway, a giant slab of rock falls behind you.
Oh,
That happens.
sure.
And I only go back to that previous room. It's weird. There isn't. I can't place it. It's not a certain time frame, but after a certain amount of time goes by, everything goes black, and I have those visions that you had mentioned, and I feel a connection with those that are ahead of us, and then I'm back in that original room, and it's like a rinse, repeat, come back in, try to figure out whatever this is, and he Ripley motions to this well, but it's not like a well, it's more of like a pool, like a fountain almost, and in the center of it, you can see like a stone pillar, and in the center of that stone pillar is an amethyst, probably about I'm probably about that big.
Okay.
That's sunken into the like half sunken into the stone.
But this is the first time that I've been here.
This is the first time anybody other than myself has entered this chamber.
Okay. So it's some sort of puzzle. I have to admit, it's kind of nice to think about something else. As weird as that sounds.
Now, here, come, just, let me tell you what I've found so far, and takes
Okay.
you closer to this pool, and inside the pool, you can see, almost like just constantly carved around is a staff, a dagger, a book, and then the last one is a rune, in Sylvan for the letter H. And it just keeps repeat that same order: staff, dagger. What I say? Staff, dagger, book, rune, all the way around until it completes full circle. These runes, as far as I'm concerned, have no sequential or numerical value, nothing like that. I'm pretty sure at this point they're pointless. Um, but those, and he points to the opposite end of like where the doorway that you had came in from, the opposite end of the chamber from there, and set in the wall are runes in kind of like a continual spiral circle. What languages do you know?
Draconic. Right now, Draconic, Sylvan, and Common.
It is in Sylvan.
Okay.
Those,
what is
I don't know what those mean. Like Ripley's looking at, I don't
okay.
know what those mean. However, you, knowing Sylvan, know that it's the numbers starting at like the top of the spiral and going all the way to the center, 20, looping around 1. So basically 20, yeah.
Okay.
20
It's
to 1.
it's a countdown, in the spiral. Starts at that one right there is 20, and then it goes to 1.
Huh. That would make sense. That would make plenty of sense. I don't know why I didn't think of that.
Yeah. I studied it for a while. So what do they do? Have you seen them do anything?
The couple times that I have tried, and he points to the amethyst. There seems to be some sort of mechanism underneath the amethyst. When you push the amethyst, it starts the clock.
Okay.
But I will say I'm not very confident about that option. It's very ominous toward the end.
Sure, I don't want to I don't want to start over or whatever.
I'm actually curious about what would happen to you if something bad did happen in here. Would you start over? Would you cease to? I don't want to overthink it.
I don't want to think about that either. Although I have been contemplating just staying here anyway. Anyway, okay. So we have the amethyst. Struggle to say a word. In the pillar starts the theoretical timer. Do you know any component of the puzzle so far, or is it just the etchings in the stone?
All I've been able to figure out is I push the button, and those start glowing, and they seem to be counting down.
Sure. Well, here's a thought. We together have the things that are etched in here. I'm assuming you don't speak Sylvan from the numbers. That's a rune for H. I assume that everything else has been laid out here for me. That would be hail. I have the staff. I have a dagger somehow. And I have a book. It's my book. Which I am beginning to think it looks a lot like your book on the inside, but nevertheless. I don't know if we put them somewhere in order. Like, you didn't have the staff till I got here, so that's the only thing that's changed.
I didn't have the staff, and you look around, he doesn't have a dagger either.
So you bring... Maybe it needs both. Maybe we need your book and we need my staff and dagger.
It's a thought. We could give it a go. We can try.
Your last name's Hale too, right? Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Ripley Hale. Professor.
Right.
Ripley, yeah.
Professor. This is the weirdest. Okay. Okay. But do if I look around, do I see a place to insert the things, or is there um, any indication of if I were going to like give these up, like where they would go, like slots or anything?
Go ahead and give me a investigation check, please.
Okay.
I'll say with advantage because Ripley, if you give Ripley instructions, Ripley will help you.
Okay. Well, won't believe what that number was. I got a 5 and an 8, so 9 altogether.
9.
Jeez.
Looking around, around the pool, there doesn't seem to be any sign or inclination of like this goes here, that goes there. Ripley does call over at one point, or call out to you at one point, and shows you that underneath this kind of countdown, there does seem to be kind of a faint line in the rock that would resemble like a slab, like a doorway slab, that like the one that is on the opposite side.
Okay. So okay, so here's my thought. If maybe it just needs to, maybe we need to present the items. Show the door, show whatever here that we're together and we have the items together.
Okay. Do you want me to? Do you want to push the button? Do you want me to hold things? What would you? Feel like this is kind of. I'm giving you the opportunity to experiment here. I've done plenty.
Sure.
I'll help. Obviously.
We'll admit it. I'm kind of curious to push the button. So.
Okay. And he holds out his arms, got to take the staff or however else. Like.
Yeah.
Whatever
so
you want to do.
I'll hand over those two things.
Okay.
And just if something goes wrong, you would protect me, yeah?
If the odds were in my favor to do so, probably, yeah. That's
sure. That's fair. That's fair. Okay. Okay. All right. Here we go. Oh, real quick before I hit it, like, is it quick?
What, the countdown?
Sure. Yeah.
From what I've seen, it's pretty steady. I usually hit the button again around the 15 mark, mostly because it changes color, and I don't like that.
Right.
Yeah, it goes from
Okay.
like a nice soft teal to a burnt orange when it hits the 15.
Like
Or I'm sorry, yellow.
like a caution. Okay. Okay. And we just don't have a backup plan.
Always, I mean, what I've been doing is I've just been pushing the button every 15 seconds until I can actually think of, or every 10 or 5 seconds, I'm sorry, until I can actually think of a reasonable conclusion to how this would end. In that case, it becomes a repeating cycle of me just hyperfixating on the fact that this is probably going to end in my own demise, and then I reset and end up in the other room somehow.
Sure. Yeah, let's not plan for that. But you said you hit it every 5 seconds, so after 5 seconds, I can hit the thing and it will stop?
It just resets. It just goes back to 20 and starts counting down again.
Okay, okay. So here's the thought. There's 4 items. We hit the button. We submit 1 item to the door or whatever, to the countdown clock. And we'll see what happens to the runes inside the well. And if it doesn't light up, then we're screwed. But if it does, we'll be okay.
Okay.
Or we can stop it and then think of something else. I guess we wouldn't be necessarily completely screwed.
Okay. Yeah, that seems very reasonable to me. Which would you like first? Staff?
Yeah, it's the first in the line, theoretically.
Okay.
I guess it doesn't really matter. It's a circle, so... But yeah, we'll start there. Because you didn't have it, so...
So Ripley sets everything down except for the staff, takes the staff, stands in front, right underneath where the... what do you call it, sir? Where the countdown is.
Okay. So I will hit the button. Or hit the stone.
Go ahead and roll me a d4.
Okay. Nothing wrong here. 4.
4. So as you do so, it starts counting down. 19, 18, and as it's doing that, the runes, or like where all the iconography is on the inside of the well, it lights up one of them, and it starts to spin around really fast. And by the time like it takes to get from 20 to 19 within that second, it lands on the H rune, and you watch as your cloak starts to kind of give off this slightly vibrant hue to it, like almost like just like light, almost like it's like very 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 like you maybe lit a candle, like it's like candlelight almost.
Okay.
But the whole thing gives off that energy simultaneously as well. When you push the buttons, all of the torches go out, and all you can see, other than the light that's emanating from your cloak, is the numbers counting down. 19, 18.
I'll just shout out.
17,
Has this ever happened before?
16. No, the lighting up of the robes. Yes, it has. My robes light up sometimes. 15. It turns.
Hit the button.
All right, you hit the button. It goes back to 20. Now, what I will, it goes back to 20. Go ahead and roll me a d4.
Oh no! There's another mechanic. 4.
4. Your robe stays lit. 19.
Fuck. Okay.
18. 17.
I'm gonna go up to the
16.
timer / door area and present myself.
Okay.
In some capacity.
You run up to the door.
Touch the door.
You touch the door. You start touching it and trying to.
Mm-hmm.
16.
Fuck.
15.
All right, I'm gonna run back to the well.
It turns, and like at 15, it goes from being that like nice, cool teal to like a bright yellow.
Oh my god, Logan! All right.
Listen, you got the first one. You got the first puzzle easy. I gotta.
No, that's true. That's true. I'm gonna hit the button again.
Another D4.
D4, sure. 3.
3. This time, the light that is emanating from your cloak dies, and your spell book gives off that faint kind of candlelight glow.
Did the rune light up on that on the inside of the well too?
Okay. The rune lit up for the book.
Shit, maybe it's not the door, and then I'll put my book into the water.
Into the water? You put your book into the water?
Yep.
17.
Fucking shit.
16.
Pull my book out.
15, yeah. 14. 13. 12.
Hit the button. This is the worst. I gotta roll D4. I roll D4.
Taryn, are you taking notes?
Oh my god.
Are you
2. I got a 2.
2. Your dagger that's out laying on the ground starts to glow. The blade starts to glow. This kind of, now it's not the same kind of candlelight. It gives off that candlelight, but it's like a soft, it's like a soft purple hue.
Okay.
Your cloak would have been to backtrack. Your cloak would have been. What color is your cloak naturally? It's black, right?
No, it is actually I totally know this off the top of my head. It's dark greens and blues.
So it would have emanated that kind of like the hues of your cloak. The book would have given off that kind of like that leathery kind of texture to it, like color. So it would have been more candlelight, but the knife is purple, like this light purple hue. 18.
Okay, so intermittently when I hit this, different things light up. Maybe one of us should have all of them. No, that's stupid. I can't make all of them light up at the same time. Thoughts.
Are you talking to Ripley?
Yeah.
Well, the lighting up is kind of new.
And not consistent.
It's, well, I never had, to be fair, I never had the staff and I never had a dagger. But
Fair.
the book and the cloak are the same. They're spot on. So it could just be... It was waiting for you? Would be my most rational assumption.
Okay, I'm going to go over and hit the thing and hold my hand on it. I don't know if that fucking helps or
Okay.
not.
As you hold it, you look over and it's just strobing. 20, 20, 20, 20, 20,
Okay, cool.
20, 20,
I'll take
20.
that. That's good. Good, I found a loophole. All right, give
But
me
it's like
all
it's
of
but
the-
it's like pitch black, so it's like that scene from Blade where the the rave lights go on and he's just killing people, but like obviously you're not killing people.
Okay, I don't know where you're at, but come here and give me all of the things. Give me all the things.
Okay. And the one thing I will say is like every time it flashes 20, just randomly a different thing. Sometimes it's consistent for like the same thing a couple times, but like things are just like not only is the 20 strobing, but like all the different items that they represent are strobing as well. The staff
Gosh.
illuminates like this kind of like this like dull grayish white light.
Okay, all right.
But Ripley
give me all the
gathers
things.
everything and gives them all to you.
All right, I want to make sure I'm like holding the book and the staff and the dagger. I'll let go and then hold the dagger. I'll just be holding all the things,
Okay.
and then I'll let go.
Let go. Roll a d4 for me.
1.
1. The staff lights up with that whitish gray light.
Okay.
19.
Fucking
18.
Did I
17.
did I touch the countdown before with the item, or did I just touch the door?
You just touched the door.
Okay, so I want to go over and I want to try to touch the glowing item to the countdown.
Oh, to the countdown itself?
Which would
Okay.
be it would be the staff.
By the time you get over there, it's about 16. You touch it, 15. It goes yellow.
I'm
14.
gonna run back to the
13.
centerpiece, the amethyst and the centerpiece, and touch it.
12. 10. And when it hits 10, it turns to this burnt orange color. 9. Reset.
Okay, so I don't think it has to do with me touching anything.
Hold on one second, folks. For some reason, we're having technical difficulties. I'm going to take us to break really for a quick second while we try to fix this. I'm sorry. I love you guys. All right, we're back. Sorry about that, folks. I don't know what that was. Yeah, I don't know what that was, but that happened. Um, did Rodin call Eden dumb, and that's why the oh my gosh, she used her Eldritch powers to
Probably.
yeah probably. All right, so we're back. We look good. Okay, cool. Back in the situation room.
Okay, all right. I still have no idea what I'm doing.
What did we do?
3, 2. No kidding.
We were at about
You were at 9, and I hit the
9,
button.
and you hit the button. Goes back to 20.
Yep.
I'm gonna roll a few. I'm gonna roll a few d4s, and you
Okay.
use those. That way, I'm not making you roll every time. So the dagger glows this time.
Okay, so, have I been holding everything that's been glowing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, you're fine.
puppy, Percy, go in your bed. Go in your bed, bud. He's being a dummy. All right, we're good.
Okay, so what if, maybe it's not me. Maybe you needed, maybe I need you to get out of here. Maybe it's you that needs the stuff. So here, and I'm just going to shove the stuff over to Ripley.
Okay. And he walks over to the door, and kind of stands by the door. All right, go ahead and by this point we're at like 16, 15, 14,
Nothing?
13. Nothing's happening.
All right,
12.
I'm going to hit the button, hold it down again, cheat. Oh no, I can't. I probably can't do that though. Okay, I'm going to let it go. And with everything lit up again, I'm going to do one more look around the room, see if I missed something here.
Okay, go ahead and give me another investigation check.
Okay. Better. 16.
16. Looking around, you don't see anything of significance that would lead you to get any sort of idea of what's in front of you here.
Oh god. Okay. We've touched the door. We've touched the thing. We've touched the pedestal. We've touched the water.
Are you still holding it down, or has it like reset and starting to count down?
I keep doing. I'm doing. I do the thing like so I can think in the light. I let it go for about 4 or 5 seconds, then I hit it again. Okay. All right.
Now you can see why this is such a. You get.
But there are others of us that have made it through here.
I'm not quite convinced that the others made it through here.
Sure.
It seems almost as if I was placed here. And because every time, I don't know what the catalyst of it is, but whenever something happens, I end up back in the original room. And that's why I have been sitting in there for most of the time, because I'm not coming back in here to do this repeating the entire time.
No, sure.
Because I mean, we're trapped in here now until something resets us.
How big's the well?
The well's maybe about like 10 feet. Like it's like, or about 5 feet, give or take.
With the pedestal in the middle, so it's
Yeah.
not something I would like dive through.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Okay. Hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
What if one of us has all the items
Mm-hmm.
and we just let it count down?
worst case scenario, something happens to you, and I just go back into the other room, so that's fair. And he hands all the items back to you. At this point, the staff glows, and the countdown begins. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15. Shift to yellow.
Do you want to... I'm not even sure I want to leave here. I don't even know what here is. Outside is terrifying.
14.
I don't want you just stuck here for eternity.
13. No matter where we go in the world, things are going to be scary, I think. And honestly, I don't know quite where here is, so I'm not quite convinced I want to stay here for eternity either. 12. 10 shifts to burnt orange. 9. 8.
What if you go and I just watch? Or
6.
Connect with you or something to find the answers, and you go. I help you leave.
We would have to first figure out how to leave.
I hit the button again.
As you do, when it hits 5, it turns red.
Okay. Did it stop, or did it reset?
It resets. It goes.
Okay.
It goes to. It's still your staff.
So, but if I got you out of here, or if we got out together, I don't know. I'm so confused. Everything since I woke up is not logical, not explainable by reality. You shouldn't be here, or I shouldn't be here, wherever here is. But he told me it's the only way to leave. I can't help but think we need each other in this moment. Somehow.
Think so too. And by this point, it's at 10, transitioning to burnt orange. 9. I think we try your experiment first. Run it down to 0. See if you're smarter than me after all.
Here, take this, and I'll take off the thought of what I had before. I'll say, put this on your wrist, and that way maybe if you forget, this will be a memory of me here earlier. Never, maybe, I don't know.
He takes it and looks at it for a second and almost nods on recognition of he's seen something similar to this before, wraps it around his arm. 5, turns to red. 4, 3, 2, 1. Ripley kind of puts his hand up in recognition to you as well. 0. Black. As the door begins to rise, a bright white, not white light, but a bright kind of luminescent, whitish gray light coming from the far end. Ripley not in front of you.
We did. Is he anywhere?
He's not in this chamber with you. But your left side your left pant leg feels a little bit heavier than normal.
Okay. Well, thank you. And then I'll proceed to the next room.
All right. You enter into the next chamber into a similar small kind of box, like 10 foot by 10 foot room, with a cloaked figure similar to yours. Pony hair pulled back into a ponytail with some strands kind of running down to the right side or left side of their face. Beard very similar, or color-wise to yours, but it's shaved down at this point to a stubble. The robes very, very loose, a little like flowing and just comfortable looking, but very, very rich and vibrant light blue, light colors, just sobbing into their hands.
Can I help? Hello? Can I help you? What's wrong?
Face more gaunt than Ripley's looks back at you and what? Who are you?
I don't know anymore, if I'm being honest. But I have a feeling we're pretty similar.
He takes a minute and he looks at you, and you can see his eyes are like that bloodshot red of like probably like crying, or at least like kind of just sitting there in thought, like not sleeping for a while. A little bit of tears down the sides of the face. You're the one. You're the one, Ripley. Ripley said you would be coming.
You know Ripley. Ripley was just with me, was here. Help me. He helped me.
Yes. How do you make them stop?
I can't. I just try to run away.
What's the point of running if it's just gonna happen over and over again? Why run from something that's inevitable?
I thought staying here would help. Maybe just not think about it for a while, but even that hasn't worked. So now I'm trying to get out. But apparently Ripley believes, and so does, well, I mean, we believes that we can find answers out there.
What hope is there out there for? And he takes a second and looks at his hands. A person like me.
I don't have that answer. I can just help you leave. And maybe find a way to forget.
Roll a persuasion check. And if there's anything you'd like to do prior, you can, but...
That's good. Persuasion's a 12.
12. Taryn literally imbued these dice to hate you. Like, I'm not even kidding. That's the greatest thing.
That's
No,
fair.
but
It's on brand.
This entity walks up to you and kind of cups your hands and looks into your eyes and you don't believe there's anything out there for us, do you?
I believe that what is out there, we want no part of. But the longer I'm in here, the more I think that we could benefit from each other. I don't know how many of me there are, but I feel like I can take the memories and maybe lock them away.
Go
so
ahead.
that you don't have to feel them anymore.
Go ahead and roll another persuasion check with advantage this time.
Oh my god, friggin' fives tonight.
Use a different. Hang on. You also have these dice here. You have two that act. You have two that act as guidance, and one that acts as two that act as guidance, and one that acts as inspiration, or like a luck die. So you'd get either a D20 or two D4s. You can.
I'm gonna use the D20.
You're gonna use the D20.
Yep.
Okay. What'd you roll?
I rolled a 9.
All right. That's a 14 on the die.
Okay, that's better. Persuasion is a 14 because I have a +0.
A 14.
With double advantage.
Hands kind of go across, rub some of the snot out of the nose and top of the beard and eyes, like getting the eyes back so that they're not as red, like kind of rubbing the tiredness out. I'll do what I can to help you. If it means that we both can be saved from this.
Good. Yeah, I think we can. One way or another. So do you know how to leave?
Oh yeah, there's a door right there, and he turns like over his shoulder, and there's a door on the opposite end of the wall.
Cool. That's I like
that's
this
what you've
room.
been waiting. This is a good room.
Yeah. All right. Do you know have you been through the door?
I can't open the door.
Right.
Maybe you can.
Okay. Well, come with me, and I'll sort of take him by the hand. Walk up to the door and speak friend and enter.
All right. You grab the handle of the door. You turn and open it, and it kind of gives a as it swings open, and you go to step in and kind of pull this other you, for lack of better terms, in with you, and you feel the grip in your hand start to dissipate, and like your hand kind of like it's kind of clenching, that, you know what I mean, like it's holding and then it kind of clenches, and you just hear Jonah, and you turn around and no one behind you, but your left leg feels slightly heavier than it did before.
How do I feel mentally?
So I'll bring it back because I'll retcon a little because you're asking the question now. When you finished the room with Ripley, you felt like the more, like, not all of the intellectual part of you came back, but like there was a general like glossing over.
Okay.
Of like
so the passion for learning,
the passion for
like
learning and teaching and things like that.
Okay.
With Jonah, you start to feel this this kind of cover or this mold of empathy, compassion, a little hint of like sadness and hopelessness, but that seems to, for lack of better terms, as it begins to like integrate, seems to fade away, and the more hopeful starts to emerge.
Okay. Thank you. And I will walk through the door.
All right. You walk through, and you go about maybe 5 more feet before it opens up, not into a cavern, but into what looks to be like a child's room. There's boxes of toys and little doodads and whatsits, and sitting in the center, kind of tossing this inflated ball back and forth with this floating tentacle thing. Another tentacle thing. No, but this floating kind of like lighter colored tentacle thing with these 2 eye stalks that are up at the top and a bunch of tentacles down at the bottom, almost gaseous in nature. You see a young man, hair very similar to yours, but very unkept and wild, just all over the place. You're kind of coming in on the side, so you can see he's just brimming with this giant grin as he's laughing and playing with whatever this creature across from him is. You see that like there's additionally on top of like the toys and stuff, there's a piano off to one side, there's a lute in another, there's like a pan flute sitting on top, kind of angled on the piano, and just all around it seems like he's just kind of living in whatever moment in time this is.
Okay. I will, not to startle, but just sort of approach and do the thing where you like run into like a kid in the story, like, hello. Oh my gosh.
As you do, the creature that is behind it, and the tentacles like end in these like almost hand-like fronds. Like it's like it ends in like a tentacle, but like there's these little protrusions that come out to like grasp things, but it's not like fingers and a thumb. It's just like if it had like 4 or 5 fingers and was trying to.
Okay.
Yeah. But as it comes up, the 2 stalks sink into the top of the head, and the arms kind of shrivel up into the top or into the bottom of it, and in between the eye stalks there's a slit, and it opens up and lets out a little. I can't. Oh my gosh, my lips are dry. I can't do it. A little. I can't even do it there. Jeez, what's going on? It lets out a fart.
Okay, cool.
Lets out a fart. I was trying to do it, and like my lips got caught as I was trying to push the air out. Oh, I hate this. I hate D&D, guys.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to frighten you.
No, it's fine. Yeah, no. He gets like that. It took me a while to get him to stop, and he like the younger man kind of just starts. I hope you don't mind the smell. It gets a little rancid at times. A lot of it is because
Yeah.
we don't really have a lot to eat here. So, and I also don't know what this thing eats. But he's a lot of good fun. And he picks up the ball again and like kind of shows it to the eye stalks and like throws it across the room, and the creature starts to float. As it does, it's like letting out like little toots and like, little farts as it's floating over there. But it's not as like you can tell the difference. Like it was like more like an excited fart when you walked in,
Sure.
versus like
Sure.
this is more of like happy, playful type of fart. And goes and grabs the ball and like puts it where the opening is and like lets out a couple toots and the ball like hovers there as it's coming back. And then it like leans forward and the ball rolls down into the young man's lap.
Is he like sitting like crisscross applesauce?
Yeah, he's like kind of crisscross, but like kind of not.
Okay.
Like more of like the uncomfortable like he's uncomfortably sitting that way, but yeah.
So I'm gonna sort of like squat down to sort of be on his level. Have you seen me before?
I can't say I have. I've seen a lot of people technically.
Right. But nobody that looks like you?
And he reaches into where, like, very similarly where your book would be, reaches into his pant, like, pulls out a book and starts flipping through it. And it's mostly just, like, stick figure pictures and, like, really crude drawings. And he starts flipping it through. There's, like, a dick pic in one, like, spot, and he keeps flipping through. No, can't say I've seen somebody that looks like you.
Are you wanting to leave as well? My name's Alric, and I've met a couple people like us, and we're trying to leave, and I didn't know if you wanted to.
You've met the others. Huh.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Ripley and Jonah.
I really don't care, to be honest. The one guy is pretentious asshole. The other guy, every time we try to connect, he starts crying. So it's like, why? No, I'm good.
Fair.
That's not.
What is your name?
I'm Jinx.
Jinx. Do you know why we're here? Do you know why you're here?
You know, I tried to figure that out, and then this guy showed up, and then I decided it doesn't really matter. This guy's pretty cool. He farts a lot. I don't know. I found ways to amuse myself here, and it's like yeah. This guy helps with the weird mind dream shit that the other three of us share.
I have that too. That's why I'm trying to leave, to try to get it to maybe stop forever.
Yeah, that'd be really nice. Well, like, okay. I'm just gonna be honest. You're giving me like a real weird vibe, and I don't like it.
No, yeah.
Like,
Sure.
do you got like a party trick or some shit? Like,
Sure. And I will. I don't want to hurt him. Oh, okay. All right, here we go. Me and Ripley just did like this crazy puzzle.
oh, your staff is still glowing, by the way. Your staff is still glowing.
Like this. This is part of that puzzle. And I can tell you all about it, like without ever speaking or writing anything down, because I have a feeling you'll be able to understand this. Would that be cool?
Yeah, sure. You know, I it's the first time for everything, right?
Yeah. So like no words, no talking. I'm just gonna hand you something, and you're gonna know how I got here.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to sort of close my eyes, touch my temple, and then pull out the sort of episode with Ripley, and it'll be like a purple string, and then I'm going to sort of hold it out, and if he opens his hand, then I'll drop it in.
He takes it and like...
And assuming he knows the same things I do, the memory will just come flooding back.
He like sniffs it for a second. He's like, huh, it's a weird looking. And just opens his mouth and drops it in. And then, like, you see for the minute where, like, he, like, winces as, like, whatever it is rushes into his brain.
Like, I've never eaten it.
Yeah, I that was pretty cool. Honestly, that would have probably, all the flashing would have probably scared the shit out of this guy. So I'm happy I wasn't there. But also, don't try to eat them. They don't taste very good. I thought it was like kind of like a taffy or like a toffee, like I don't know, like a noodle.
Sure, wasn't thinking that.
Yeah, that's not. Nah, I don't do that.
Here's my thought. And I'm gonna pick up like a little toy or trinket or whatever. Mm-hmm. All right. So if this is our memories, right, the ones that we don't like, then I think that I can take them. If you come with me, mm-hmm. I can take them, keep them, and hide them. And you can help me leave here, but I'll take them from all of us.
Okay.
And that way we can leave the cave and not have the memories.
All right, I'm cool with that on one condition. We got to bring this guy. Like, let's be honest, it's a whoopee cushion with a bunch of tentacles.
No,
like, it's really cool.
It's hilarious. Here's the thing. I'm not opposed to that. Every time I leave, you know what? Sure. Let's go.
And he turns to the fart thing, whatever it is at this point. He's like, and it just kind of looks at it, and it turns. It's like kind of this yellowish color, and it turns this very, very dull blue color, and the legs shrivel up, and the eye stalks shrivel down, and it like hovers around and behind Jinx. I don't think he really likes her vibe. Like, the party trick was cool for me. I think he needs a party trick.
Sure. Yeah. All right, so I'll go up to the thing, and I will try to cast friends on it.
Okay. Is that a save? Or is it just the next roll you have has advantage?
Duration, you have advantage on all charisma checks directed at one creature of your choice. That isn't hostile. I don't think he would be hostile to.
No.
Yeah. And then I'm going to, I don't know how to impress one of these things, so I'm going to tell it a joke. I don't have many more party tricks that won't maybe hurt you, so I don't want to do those. So I'll tell you a joke. And I used to tell Jaya this all the time. But how do you make a tissue dance? You put a little boogie in it.
And you watch, before you do, because one, that was like the most heartfelt joke I've ever heard. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead and give me performance check with advantage.
All right.
Remember, you got two D4s if you need them.
Does that just add on top of the roll?
Yeah, it's like a bless.
Yeah, give me one of those.
Left or right?
Left.
Hey, look at that, +4.
Hey, so 19 altogether.
19. The legs come down and it turns like this light pink, and the stalks come out and it just starts like happy little farts.
I think you liked it, Jinx.
And Jinx turns around and he's like, all right, well, he checks your vibe. I'm cool with it. All right, let's go.
Okay.
Stairs are in the piano.
Naturally.
Yeah,
So I'll
Don't-
walk over to the piano, I guess.
Don't tell me how I found him, but yeah, or ask me how I found him, but
Sure.
I walk over to the piano and the little fart cushion swings around in front of you and starts. The piano's up against the wall and starts to push the piano, and as it does, this doorway kind of opens up with it for stairs leading upward.
Have you ever been up there, Jinx?
No, I found him, and then he wouldn't go up there with me. So
Sure.
yeah, he's kind of like my vibe moderator at the moment. So
Sure. No, I get that. Well, how about this? If you want to, you can just kind of hold on to my robe, and I'll walk forward, and you guys can both follow me up.
sure, yeah, that works.
And then, like I said, I hope maybe you won't have the memories anymore.
Sure, why not? I don't know. Like I said, try everything once. That's why I tried that weird brain noodle of yours.
And worst case scenario, maybe there's something fun up there.
Yeah, who knows? Sure. And he grabs onto your coat, like the coattail of your robe, and the little fart monster hand reaches and grabs the back end, the opposite end as well.
Yep. Sure. I'll walk up the stairs.
As you pass through the threshold, you feel first, kind of simultaneously, the flaps of your robe that have been kind of like being pulled by Jinx and this other entity fall and like kind of brush up back against your legs. Your right side now feeling not so like the slightest bit heavier, and your mind feeling a little bit more relaxed, almost giddy, as you begin to ascend these stairs. You go for 5-10 minutes until you see a light at the end of the tunnel. You start to reach that precipice of where the stairs are ending and starting to kind of like arch over, and you can see before you the skyline. You're standing at what looks to be like halfway up a mountain. Grasslands, some forests down below, small village off to one side. So, you're the one that Ripley told me about, huh? And from the shadow to the right, you see another figure approaching and coming out. Dressed in purples, chiseled jaw, more muscular than you. Still kind of like that lean muscle, but like thicker. Hair slicked back, beard full and bushy, robes open, completely open, nips out.
TOS.
No, but just kind of showing the top half, very muscular, very like kind of got that little bit of sweat, like he was doing push-ups, going, and just staring at you with these jet black eyes.
Right, you're the chiseled jaw one. He told me about you too.
Oh, also, you hit 4.
Dope.
You hit 4. I should have stopped there, but you hit 4. I'm not gonna do what I did with Eddie and not stop real quick. So yeah, you get a feat at level
Okay.
level 4. So what feat is that?
I thought what I take. I took oh crap. I don't
Did you
remember
take
what it was.
Observant or Linguist? I know we were talking about the two.
Observant.
Okay. And I'm guessing you put the
I
+1 in Intelligence.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
I'm gonna double check that while we're talking about that.
All right.
Feats. Observant. Yep, I did.
Awesome. So, he kind of points over his shoulder. Why do you want out there so bad?
Well, it's complicated, but we told me that out here I might out here I might find answers, but in the course of meeting us, it seems that maybe I don't have to find them alone. So I think we could leave together.
All right, sure. You know what? I'll do it on one condition.
What is with me and conditions? Yeah, shoot.
And he opens up his palm, and a little ball, like tiny ball, like baseball-sized thing of fire, starts to manifest. You beat me. 1-on-1.
Beat you with magic? Beat you in a fight?
Yeah. Can't go out there unless you know how to do this effectively, right?
Sure, yeah. I mean, I'll rub my temple. But man, I don't like what happens if you kill, and then as I'm doing that, I'll just take out from my temple and I'll shoot a mind sliver out at him.
All right. What I'm going to do, since he was ready for it, it's not really a surprise. But what I'll do is I'm going to have us roll initiative. I'm gonna roll initiative. We'll roll initiative, and if you win, then obviously you get to go first. But
okay,
that'll be a better way to resolve it, because he was kind of oh wow, Taryn, what the fuck, man? Thought you wanted to kill Ronan. Hang on, let me get the Arch Rivals from AVZ is on right now. It's one of my favorite. I got a solid 5.
Okay, well that still beats my 1.
No way! No way! Oh man. Okay. All right. Let's see if time for redemption here. Here we go. Okay. So he's going to kind of very quickly dodge out of the way as this sliver kind of gets tossed at him and it scatters into the rocks. And he goes, "I like your style there," and just chucks the ball that he's been conjuring. That would be a wow. Taryn, we need to talk, girl. It's a 9.
Okay, that barely is one of 9 numbers that misses me.
One of 9 numbers that misses. You hurls this bolt, and you just manage to kind of like lift your arm and get out of the way, and it flies under, smashes against the wall. Completely fine. Your turn.
All right. I still don't have any spells, correct? Or do I?
You have your cantrips. You don't have
That's
spells.
what I thought. Okay, so I'm a one-trick pony. So I am actually going to No, I'm going to do something specific. So the particular piece of sliver that I'm going to send out to him is the last memory that I can recall from my dream. Okay. So one that would be connected to us both. So I'm going to send that particular thing out to him.
Okay, and that's a saving throw, correct?
That is a saving throw, yeah.
All right. Well, I rolled an 18. However, because this is a very specific memory that you are lashing out with him with, it's with disadvantage.
Dope.
So that's a 9 for a 11.
11 makes it. That's my saving throw.
All right, go ahead and roll your damage.
No, my saving throw is 11.
Oh, your saving throw is 11? What? Mm-hmm. Oh, damn. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Let me see if...
I don't think it does anything on a fail.
No, there's an and with it. I didn't know if there was a thing. I didn't know if the and still mattered.
He is going to take another firebolt and whip it toward you.
Do it.
And that's going to be a 17 to hit.
Yeah.
Cool. And that's going to be 3 points of fire damage.
Dope.
And as he's whipping it, he'll say, "How dare you use these to torment me?"
It's not to torment you, it's to show you that what I want to take away.
It's back to you.
A different one. Shoot it out.
Is that a 2? That's a 2. So yeah, that definitely fails.
Yes. Cool. That is fuck you, diced. That's a 1 damage.
Remember, you have a D6 here that you can swap out.
Oh,
if
is that?
like.
Yeah, let's do that. It literally cannot be worse.
Okay.
So,
what HP are you at right now? You're at.
I'm almost bloodied.
So you're at what? 5?
No, 5. Yeah.
5. All right. He takes 4 points of damage.
Dope. Okay, cool. And
as
then
the
he
spell
has to
takes
subtract 1d4 saving throw. It makes by the end of my next turn. So if I cast it again, he's got a bane.
He's got a bane plus. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. He's going to try with another firebolt.
Dope.
Because he's a one-trick pony too.
Yep.
And that's a 3 for a 5.
That misses. Thank God.
That misses. So I'm just going to go ahead and roll the.
Yep.
Disadvantage.
Different memory.
With the D4. All right, so it's going to be -1, but that's a 5, 6, 7, so 6. So that fails.
Yep.
Go ahead and.
This is again 1d6. Oh my God, 1 damage.
No way. So he takes it again, and you at this point, like, he's in this weird combination of like anger and rage, but also like kind of like not physical pain, but like emotional pain, because he's going through and reliving these memories that are being like, and you're just tossing, like you're just lobbing them at him, and he's taking them, and he goes to hurl another firebolt at you.
What?
Natural
Thanks,
1.
Darren.
Natural 1.
Thanks, Darren.
And so I do. You're going to learn the fun part of natural 1s with attack roll spells here, and Taryn may learn at some point, but 4 points. As he starts to conjure it, that last little bit of your mind sliver kind of pops, and he loses concentration, and it blows up in his hand. His left or his right side starts to scorch a little bit. The beard, it doesn't like disperse or like burn off, but like the magic just kind of wafts over him, and he takes the damage, and he falls to one knee, and he says, All right.
I want to go over to him and kind of bend down on a knee as well, and say, I don't know why I ended up here, or I didn't know until right now. I need you guys. I need all of you.
I mean, who else is? I got to keep the others in line. So, yeah.
All right.
You do whatever you need to do to keep whatever.
It'll be gone.
That was out of my head.
It'll be gone. You just keep me alive.
I'll do my best. And he claps you on your shoulder, on your shoulder, and like you both start to turn around and face whatever this is you're looking at. And he just disappears. A small path you can now see winding from the entry to this cave down into the lands below.
We will start to walk down there.
As you step forward and leave the cave, a splash of cold, muggy water washes over your face as you wake up coughing and sputtering in the middle of the street of one of the shittiest, dirtiest, fucking most disgusting places in all of Cantor, as this half-orc with like scars and like a half-broken jaw and disfigured and broken nose, "Get up, you bum! Get out of here!" and kind of picks you up and throws you into the street.
Oh, you muted yourself.
I hit a button. I muted. He picks you up.
I didn't catch his last like 2 words. Okay.
He picks you up and throws you into the street, and you start to stumble, and you fall, and you open up the door and turn into an inn. And that's where your adventure will begin in September.
Oh my god! Awesome.
As you have no idea, the last thing I will say is, you have no idea how you got to where you were. Or why you're here.
Can I ask one question that I don't have to wait till September?
Yes, please do.
How do I feel mentally? How does...
I'll respond to it with... I think you kind of know the answer.
I do.
Where is it?
I'll ask a different question. Do I want to kick that dude's ass?
Not yes and no.
Okay.
Not right now.
Got it.
To answer your question, how you feel, Pluribus Unum would be the best way to explain it. Which, anybody who wants to figure out how to spell that, because I do not have closed captioning, good fucking luck. No, but yeah.
Dope. Super dope.
Professor Hale's adventure will begin in September. Thank you all for watching. Honestly, I did not expect that well room to take you that long.
Dude, it was my own panic that got it. Like, yeah.
But thank you all for watching. A couple quick shout outs. Thank you to Brianna Flame, Esoteric, Deltastic, or Del, and oh my god, who's the last one? Adrian Von Zegler. For the amazing music, art, overlays, and maps of the Lands of Ecriom. Thank you to Dragon Rock RPG for all of the amazing homebrew content that you've helped me make and all the future stuff that we are going to be making. Thank you to Umbral Oculus. Thank you to Taryn, even though your dice is still in dice jail and probably will remain there until your one shot in 2 weeks.
Appreciate it, sis.
Yeah. And then, last but not least, thank you, the Initiative Order, for making all of this possible, and just being a great community, and connecting me and all of us with so many great people. Ronan, any last outros?
Hey, I'm Ronan Fox. I'm still getting used to long hair. You can find me at Ronan Fox on Instagram and Twitter. I am also on Twitch, and it's every Sunday and Monday I stream world building and adventure building content for tabletop RPGs, and just a little tiny teaser. Me and Logan may have something in the pipe for that type of content.
I thought you were talking about.
No, yeah, that's
I thought you were talking about spoopy things.
No,
I was like,
no, that's not a teaser. That's happening Sunday. We're not teasing that. So come by Initiative Order on Sunday at. Look, I'm terrible with times. I think it's 7 o'clock Pacific. Nope, that's not right. Taryn, just tell them what time it is.
Tell people, check my Discord because I'm going to be hyping it up like freaking crazy as well.
I can't remember. I'm terrible. I'm absolutely terrible with times. I'll be there, on time, probably. And that's on Sunday on the Initial Order channel. And that is it. That's it.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Well, actually, you know what? Let me look up the date. Also, chat. Anybody else doing like cool D&D things other than Critical Role that we could raid right now? While I'm looking up when Terrence is.
Probably gonna grow my hair out, people.
Please
just
do.
So I can do this.
The next up will be our wonderful Taryn, aka Velrook, aka the Umbral of Umbral Oculus. Actually, the Oculus of Umbral Oculus. Yeah, I think that makes.
Sure.
Yeah, she's the eye. She's like the Eye of Sauron, but for like Eldritch shit. Her one shot with Eden will be on Thursday, August 26th, so 2 weeks from today. Next week, we're going to take a week off. I'm going to, thankfully, get back into the swing of things streaming-wise with all the Ecriom content, and I'll be starting my weeknight, my actual work week schedule, which will come out on probably Sunday, Friday or Sunday. Probably, yeah, it'll come out. Just check the Discord, follow me on the grams, all that stuff, and all the good stuff, and you'll get the infos. But yeah. Thank you, Ronan. Thank you all for watching. Oh, wait, no, we need to rate somebody. Let's look up Dungeons and Dragons really quick.
By the way, I was sitting here thinking about it. I think it's at 7 Eastern.
I think that sounds right. I'm not 100% sure, but let's go with Hops and Dragons. I was watching them earlier. They do some cool like D&D content type stuff, and like talk shows. It looks like they're still talking about something Soil Raid. We'll see what's up. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and see you next time.
See you guys.